What's up, guys? Andy the Alien King. Welcome back to Alien Kingdom. Itchy eyeball, sorry. Ugh. Cats and cat hair. Always in my eyeballs. Anyways, so today was friggin' awesome. I finally had my my intake appointment with my doctor, my new doctor, the doctor that prescribes hormones on an informed consent model. After 6 months of waiting, on top of the 3 months it took to find her, I finally got in. And I almost cried, dude. Like, not even joking, I almost cried. So, I get up this morning, get ready, and drive the hour or so it takes to get to her. Show up, and, this office is really good. So I have issues with my insurance right now, which I need to call and fix. Because a while ago I went to my kind of local gender health clinic. It's an hour in a different direction. And this is back when I first started looking for ways to start transitioning other than socially. I needed some advice and, just to be pointed in the right direction. And they helped me, but while we were on the on the phone with insurance, the person from the gender health clinic had my insurance change my gender, and nobody knew what would happen, but it's caused problems with my insurance. Like, I can't fill prescriptions. So I show up to the doctor's office, and the lady's like, I'm, having issues with your insurance right now, trying to get it to work. And she writes down on a little sticky note, gender change. And then she's like, oh, well, is this legal? And I'm like, no, not yet. I need to call, actually, and get it fixed, because I tried to fill a prescription for, ear infections and whatnot, and it didn't work. I just haven't gotten to it yet. And she was actually able to get around it. She fixed it so that way it would actually work. So that just then and there was pretty awesome. And, do my paperwork and all that stuff. And I go in the back, and the nurse comes in, does my blood pressure and all that stuff. And she was nice too. Said that she actually used to go to my doctor until she started working there and then had to change, was raving about how awesome of a doctor she is. Everybody's right too. Like, I hate doctors. I have always hated doctors. Like, going to the doctors makes me so uncomfortable, and always has my whole freaking life. So, but I'm not really uncomfortable going to this lady. Like, she is the sweetest person, doctor, and she cares so much about all of her patients, and I can tell. It's, all over her face. And, she came in, I was like, I'm glad that, finally made it, because I first made the appointment, and it was a 3-month wait. And the office was trying to get in contact with me, and my phone was stupid, and I did not get the phone calls, I did not get the messages. So I called the day of, and they tell me, oh, well, she's on vacation. We gotta reschedule. Shit. So we reschedule. The first one's 3.5 months, and then it was another, pretty much 2 months out, and they got me another appointment. And then I drove up there. This was 2 weeks ago, and she was out sick. She's okay now. And so then we reschedule again, and surprisingly enough, they find an appointment 2 weeks out, and so I was happy about that. So I'm finally got here, and, I asked her if she was feeling better, because I knew she was out sick, and, she's like, yeah, I'm feeling better and all that. She asked me about, what are my main concerns, and I complain about it a lot. I have major problems with mostly my left ear. My right ear has a little bit of, residual issues from my left ear, but my left ear's jacked. And the first thing that I thought was really cool, because I usually only go to urgent care, she actually like looked in my ear and actually like looked to see if there was a problem, not like a 2-second glance to see if there was a huge infection. And that was cool, because like even ENTs that I've been to, like I had issues over a year ago, different issues, but issues, and they barely even looked. So the fact that she took the time to like see if there was a problem was really cool. And then I was like, you know, the main reason that I came here specifically, not somewhere where I live, you know, an hour away, was, you know, really want to start hormones. And she's like, well, let's have that discussion. And I gave a basic synopsis of pretty much like into hindsight, the things that I see growing up that kind of pointed towards this. You know, my main one being a freshman in high school, wanting nothing more than to join the Boy Scouts, and not being able to get it through my head why I couldn't. Like, I could not compute that at all. And then, you know, once I moved up with my grandparents forward pretty much until I came out and figured myself out and all that fun stuff, every time I did something that, you know, wasn't ladylike or whatever, my pop-off was, it's okay, I'm not really a girl anyways. Or it's okay, I'm not a girl anyways. And it just came out. Like, I didn't think about it. It wasn't some, like, smart-ass remark that I had to think about or anything. It just came out. I think my brain was trying to tell me something. I'm getting long-winded. I need to, you know, condense this a little bit. So anyways, I tell her the story. I tell her, you know, how the beginnings of everything, you know, the questioning, what I did, the fact that I wore super tight sports bras before I even knew about binding, and the way I saw it was trigger warning talking about this, because I don't know how else to say it, because this is literally my thought process back then. So just warning, mentioning chestness, but I thought it made it look like I had more cleavage, because back then I felt like shit about myself. Did not know why, couldn't figure out why, you know, whole life felt like shit about myself, especially since puberty. Had all sorts of issues related to that, and the way I coped with it was all like more normal things, but it really wasn't, because the only way I could cope with it made no sense. Like, it was dumb. Made no fucking sense. But, like, it didn't do that. It just made everything flatter, but I felt better about myself when I did that. And I would always try to be as girly and feminine, as pretty as possible, makeup, you know, not really revealing clothes, but, like, really tight clothes and, like, kind of lower cut stuff, because that's what society tells you to do if you don't like yourself. So I was trying. It failed. It didn't work, you know, obviously. But, like, you know, and then told her about when I chopped off my hair. Told her about when I started binding, you know, the name and pronoun changes with, like, school and stuff, and how, you know, I would sit in class and it was, like, the beginning of the semester and, like, almost cry hearing my dead name before I'd even figured any of this out. You know, I had a friend who was giving me some education, which helped because I was able to learn, so I knew why I was feeling these things. And that's as far as I got in the conversation before we ran out of time. Somebody knocked on the door. She went out for a minute. She came back in. And I knew at that point, you know, my appointment was almost over. She took an extra couple of minutes, but she sat there and she looked at me and said, well, it looks like we're going to be starting hormones, right? I'm like, I literally almost freaking cried. Like, I thought this was going to be so hard, and I was going to have to work so hard to convince her, and I was going to have to go through all this stuff and just, like, beg, and it was easy, and I can't believe I got so lucky to find such a good doctor. Now I understand every review I read online, every time anybody who's ever had this doctor say how good she is, I see why. in my 1-hour appointment. And I got lucky. I got really lucky finding her, and I'm very grateful. She sent me to do labs because they have a person to draw blood and do labs right there in the office. And as soon as my appointment was over and I did like the paperwork to get my next appointment, which is next week, 1 week from now. Oh my God. 1 week from now, I go back to sign the informed consent paper, talk about options of, different types of administration, blah, 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 and probably either that day or soon thereafter get my prescription, because she wants to, get this rolling in the fastest and safest way possible. And oh my God, I cannot believe this is actually happening. Like, this is amazing. I felt so stuck because, once you chop your hair off, you start finding, change your wardrobe, pack if you want to. Like, after that, before, socially come out and all that, name change and pronoun change for people that know you and all that stuff, there's not much else you can do after that. There's voice training, which I've done what I can for my voice naturally. This is as low as it gets. I hate my freaking voice. It's awful. I can't wait for it to change. But, I can, start doing, transition updates and, this is happening, I'm moving forward and I'm so excited, and I just had to put that out there and let you guys know how today went. Next week, after my next appointment, I will do another update video because I want to share my journey. And this is also a really good way for me to document it myself so I can look back and see how all this went, at least from here forward. For months and months, I was like, oh, I should start doing videos. Oh, I should start doing videos. And I just never did. So I'm glad I started at least now. And it's just, my mind can't comprehend what's going on right now, and I'm really freaking excited, and the weight is over that. Just sitting there going, God, I can't do anything, nothing's changing, I'm stuck dealing with all this wonderful, just great dysphoria all the time, and there's nothing I can do to help it. And now there's something I can do to help it. And so, it feels so good knowing that I'm moving forward. And I'm starting to repeat myself. So I'm gonna go. Thanks for coming by and listening to my excited rambling. I will be uploading Pokemon videos probably at some point during the week. And I'll have a new translation update video next week, probably Friday, maybe Saturday, depending on how long it takes me to edit things, because the appointment's on Thursday. Remember to comment, subscribe, and come back if you like my face. Bye.